welcome to my channel. It's Katie with Home Smart Cross Islands. On this channel, we're going to talk about all real estate. However, today, we're going to still focus on the series about first-time home buyers. Last week, we talked about commit, we talked about thinking of where you want to buy, we talked about finances, but we're going to go deep into that today, right? We're going to also bring into some most important things that you need also not to do before you can even get that home. So the first thing I want you guys to know that no debt. You are not supposed to have no debt. You can buy a car 3 months ago and been thinking of buying a house 3 months later. You know, that's a bigger debt because it's gonna reflect into your credit, and it may even drop your credit down, right? So you also have to think about how much can you afford for a home. How much can you afford? Because you cannot buy something that you can afford. Just because you like a house does not mean you can buy that house, right? So after that, you have to be able to have savings. So if you're working, because I always tell people, you have to have a project. You have to have a goal. Make sure that every year, if you have a 5 years goal, 2 years goal, you want to make sure that you save some money for your down payment, right? You also have to make sure that you have closing costs. Like currently on this market today is seller's market, so all buyers have to come up with their closing costs. And most of the time, sometime too, there's a possibility that you can ask a closing cost if the house does not appraise because you're asking more than what is asking. You have to be able to come up with the different finances. That's the reason why you need to save enough money. So I always tell people, especially first-time home buyers that do not have a larger down payment, that would do conventional loan, they would just want to do a FHA loan, I would tell them to at least have about 10%. So sometimes you don't need to use all that money, but you need some money after you close that home, right? Like you do minimum of down payment 3.5%, and you pay your closing cost sometimes goes from 4 to 5%, depend on the bank that you're using. So that is the reason why you are not just supposed to have the minimum, especially in New York City. It's a place that, you know, the prices are not like, you know, that friendly. Depends on where you buy. If you want to buy close to the city, it's always expensive. So, you know, a lot of people sometimes they wait until they have like 20% down payment. I have worked with first-time home buyer that did 20% down payment. You really don't have to do that, right? So when you have that money, because you know, when somebody think about buying a house, they might talk to a realtor, you know, what I need to do. So you get some ideas. So when you have all these things in place, now you have to go sit down with your loan officer. A loan officer is somebody that's referred by a friend or somebody that referred by a real estate person, right? So you go sit down with them. They're the one now will determine how much you can buy a home, right? So they will tell you numbers. That will tell you how much can you afford to pay in taxes, because you know in America, when you buy a house, it don't matter if you pay cash, you still have to pay for those taxes for the rest of your life or rest of owning the house, right? So when you sit with the loan officer, you're gonna get all this trick, you know, man. You ask them all the questions because they're the ones that have the money. They're the ones that will make this dream come true for you, right? So make sure that you ask them as much as question you can, right? So the last person that you're gonna contact after you have the pre-approval, it's a real estate broker. That's where we come into place. Now we sit with you, we tell you, okay, this is it, this is what's going on, this is how the market out, these are the places. Okay, even though sometimes you might have a higher pre-approval, we can get you something that is a lower than your pre-approval. Oh, you can get, sometimes you get something that you like over 10,000, 20,000. Sometimes your mortgage broker will be able to, you know, go up a little bit because there's not much difference if like 20,000, so they can be able to give you more money, right? So all those things is something that you need to look into. A real estate agent now will take you out, you know, let's go get that dream home. You know, as always, I want to thank you guys so much for taking your time and watching my channel. You know, there's a lot of great things that's gonna come Stay tuned for next week again, because we're gonna come up here and give you all the germ. I hope you enjoy this channel, and if you have any comment, please leave it below. Thank you so much and have a wonderful time.